But soon there will be a new Silent Hill game. Ito's been going crazy on Twitter. Ito's always been going crazy on Twitter. That's why the other devs had to specifically warn him not to say anything about these projects. That was like one of my favorite parts of the transmission, the Silent Hill transmission video, was they were kind of putting Ito on blast, being like, yeah, had to make sure you didn't say anything on Twitter. You're always talking shit on Twitter. Yo, what's up, Blupa? Hey, Alex. Hey, Pythonicus. The Monday it never really ends? No. No one's ever really gone. We're on zone 391, you guys. If these zones are not completely ridiculously stupid, which whatever this zone is, I'm just gonna re-roll it. I don't remember what I left off on last time, but whatever this is, I'm just gonna re-roll it because it's probably something stupid. But if we get some decent zones tonight and I start flying through them, we might hit 400. We might get to zone 400. We might get within 100 zones away from zone 500. The end is nigh. Or as Dahlia Gillespie would say, the end is nay. Reaver, thank you so much for the 30 months. And a wonderful emote combination. Thank you so much, Reaver. Hope you're doing well tonight, dude. Cage of Flesh. Cool. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna use this zone to re-roll the other zone. I'm gonna hit a dude with another dude. Something stupid in Book of Memories? More likely than you think. It does come up. It does come up sometimes, occasionally. Every once in a while, there's some really stupid shit in this game. And by once in a while, I mean fucking constantly, by the way. A lot of people... I know a lot of it is on me. My sense of humor is very sarcastic and dry, and a lot of times I'm being very insincere and sarcastic, but my tone of voice makes it hard to tell. So I apologize. I've had a lot of people send me some concerned messages after watching my my Silent Hill transmission reaction stream and stuff. I'm like, it's okay. A lot of the stuff that I was doing is jokes. It's humor. Not everybody can pick up on that. But in case anybody was wondering, I am legitimately hopeful. Legitimately hopeful for all the new Silent Hill projects. I would say out of everything that's been announced, I'm probably the most interested in Silent Hill F. But hey, we'll see how everything turns out. Cautiously optimistic, I think, at this point. Stay away from the Silent Hill subreddit. You're not allowed to criticize anything there. Oh, I saw a lot of that on Twitter and stuff as well. Yeah. People are allowed to criticize things. I know there's always going to be, you know, people fighting both sides of that kind of pointless war of, you know, be happy that Konami's giving us anything, because I definitely get that. And then the other side of being, you know, overly analytical and critical of it because it's Konami and we've been burned in the past. So like I definitely get both sides of it, and here's the thing, and this is what's important to really remember. Both are valid. Both are 100% valid. I'm dead. You can absolutely be excited that we're getting anything Silent Hill related, because it's been such a long time, and you can also be super critical of it, especially at this point, because, you know, there's only so much information that we have until the games actually, you know, come out. So in the meantime, people are going to, you know, myself included, they're going to be very analytical and hypercritical of what we see and hear about these projects, you know, leading up to their release. I Fall Down, thank you so much for the 7 months. Appreciate the resub. Thank you, thank you. Very much appreciate that. Oh, I'm trapped. Stop. Stop it. Leave me alone. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Unless I can get this. I need the invincibility. There we go. And I need this dagger of Melchior. And I got tapped by the other enemy out of my thing. My combo, so I didn't get my execution attack. This is already off to a really fucking annoying start. Okay, I've got the invincibility from there. Dude, there's just too much shit in here. I can't leave the room because as soon as I walk in here, it locks me in because this is the fucking mission room. So it doesn't let you progress past it. So I have to clear this. But like, I can't do anything until this butcher is gone. And I just... Dude, what a horrible fucking room. What an absolute dog shit fucking zone already. And it's a 5-piece, so it should be a short zone, but... If this is how the rooms are gonna be... This might be a reroll as well. Okay. You need to die first. Butcher is dead. Everything else I can laser. Except for the nurse that stepped on the invincibility thing. I Fall Down, thank you again so much for the 7 months. Transmission was too much Silent Hill 2. Occult Demon Gods got next to no love, it seemed. Well, a lot of that comes down to why everything is being made. Because in the transmission, they explain, like, Christoph Gans approaching them and wanting to make another Silent Hill movie was what made Konami consider making new games. And the movie that Christoph Gans wants to make is Silent Hill 2, the movie. So Konami kind of already knows, like they're aware that Silent Hill 2 is like the fan favorite. But even more so now, with Christoph Gans' movie being what basically reminded Konami, like, oh right, we can make games around this whole Silent Hill thing. We used to do that. But because they're taking that influence and their motivation for doing this is a Silent Hill 2 movie by Christoph Gans, then understandably they want to tie in all of their other things to that theme or relationship to Silent Hill 2. So Silent Hill 2 remake, Silent Hill 2 movie, Silent Hill 2 merchandise. We're going all in on Silent Hill 2. And here's the thing, if it does well, if it's good enough and sells well enough and is well received enough, maybe that'll motivate Konami to do more. Maybe we will get a Silent Hill 1 remake at some point. Among other things. So it's always possible. But right now, I'm just hoping even one good thing. I would be so happy for just one of these projects to not be complete trash. And I'm already fairly hopeful. Like, there's some interesting stuff. Now, it is Konami and Bloober Team and a lot of other elements that still have me, you know, being cautious. But yeah, I'm hopeful. And at the very least, I'm curious to see what they do with the remake, because they've already shown that they're going to change some stuff up. And I mean, in a way, it is like, yeah, I love Silent Hill 2, but I also have the original Silent Hill 2. So no matter how the remake turns out, it's not going to remove Silent Hill 2 from existing. Man, I have no fucking tools. My shit's all about to break. Take my bloody rain, Pyramid Head. Damn, I'm kind of fucked here. Remember, Konami's the worst, so I wouldn't get my hope too high for the series to revive. True, like, I mean, there's no guarantee about any of this stuff. Which again, that's why I'm being more on the side of caution. But obviously, I really do hope for give me that big old tank of hopium. Because I do hope for just something good. If even one of these projects winds up being good, I would be so happy with that. And even with bad projects, potentially, even with games, you know, if stuff doesn't turn out great, if nothing else, for the first time in a long time, do you know what I've been doing? I've been researching Silent Hill games. I know, crazy, right? Because for a long time there wasn't really a whole lot of new stuff.
I think I've got just the thing
to really research and like learn about.
I do believe you.
And now I've got so much stuff to research and to look into. I've got all these games from devs that are going to be working on the new Silent Hill stuff that I want to go and play.
So what can I do for you? I think I've got just the thing.
And it is definitely a nice feeling just even having that. Just
enjoy it now.
As a Silent Hill fan, having new Silent Hill things to look into is real nice. Real nice. Honestly, trust Annapurna. They make banger games, and I think they'll be up to the task. A lot of people were pointing out to me that, because I was not super familiar with Annapurna as well, that they are just a publisher. So it's not like any of their stuff is directly developed by them, but they seem to publish a couple of games that people have said are pretty good. XCG, thank you so much for the 8 months. Welcome back. Hey Nubs, I know you probably get this a lot now, but how did you enjoy the Silent Hill trailers? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what we've been talking about. Of course, I've got a video up on YouTube and here on Twitch. If you want to type !YouTube, and if you want to check out my whole reaction. Whoops. Doesn't Konami publish them? Yes, that's what Konami does now. Like, but with Annapurna, like, so for the original Team Silent games, for example, Team Silent was like an internal development team at Konami, which I don't even think. Does Konami have any internal development staff left at this point? Or do they outsource all of their series game development stuff Is PES outsourced? I'm pretty sure it is. Or it's not PES anymore, but yeah. I think it is. I don't think that's internally developed. Does pachinko makers count? Yeah, even their arcade stuff. I honestly do not know how much of that is like actually internally developed with within Konami, or you know, if it's something that's outsourced, handled by like a partner team or subsidiary company. Annapurna makes games that don't really interest me too much, like as far as playing them, just ain't for me. That's fair. But at the same time, given the opportunity to work on like a Silent Hill project, I'd like to think that a lot of teams would really try to go above and beyond. Like, one thing, it got really ridiculous. I don't think I commented on it directly. I may not have commented on it at all during the initial reaction, my initial reaction to the Transmission trailers. But every little segment in between where they were talking to a developer outside of, like, you know, the Japanese devs and like Yamaoka and Ito and stuff, whenever they were talking to anybody else, did you notice how everyone immediately starts talking about, you know, we have nothing but respect for the series, and I've been hooked on, you know, I've been a fan of these games since 1999 when the first game came out. Like, everybody felt the need to try to drop the "don't worry, we're real gamers, and we know what, like, we respect Silent Hill" lines.
Enjoy it now.
They called fucking Christoph Gans a real gamer.
See you again.
Oh, come on. But I don't know. It's the same talk every, yeah, like I'm thinking about how often we heard that. You know, how many fucking memes can we make about Tom Hewlett, who nobody cares about Silent Hill more than, not hyperbole. Everybody basically did that. Everyone came out and gave their "I'm the biggest Silent Hill fan" line. But I don't know. Maybe we'll actually get some people trying their best and doing something good. Looks like eFootball 2023 is developed by Konami. It also apparently sucks. I don't play sports games really, so I wouldn't know. It's the same talk every yeah. Why is my chat not scrolling down? There we go. What's the hidden message in the demo of Silent Hill Townfall? There's multiple hidden messages that have been turning up. I'm probably going to do a video on that sometime. But yeah, people have been finding various little things in the Townfall trailer. Some of it we talked about on stream, where we went frame by frame and kind of picked out some of the familiar looking locations and scenes and things. Then somebody did find the hidden message. Hold on, I can pull it up. Let me get out of this zone. Great, kidney stone, my favorite. Setting sun, violet to flame. Okay. Because I was just looking at this on Twitter. So it should be in there pretty high up. Yeah, when viewing Silent Hill Townfall teaser trailer through a spectrogram at approximately 52 seconds is a hidden message that reads, "Whatever heart this town had has now stopped." It was discovered by @MilkmanEX, who extracted the audio of the Silent Hill Townfall teaser trailer and converted it to MP3 to reveal the image through a spectrogram. Whatever heart this town had is now stopped. Some people are speculating that this is like a reference to the Silent Hill series not being what it used to be. I don't think it's that deep, personally. I think that the devs are basically saying, and based on the dialogue that's in the Townfall trailer as well, I think the idea is there's always been a long-running fan theory, debate, war over the idea of, is the town itself sentient? Like, is it drawing people in to feed off of their trauma and misery or whatever? Does it, like, is the spiritual power itself a living force, a living sentient force? Personally, I don't think that it is. I don't think that was ever really the intention of Team Silent early on. But again, it's all theory one way or the other. I don't think anybody's ever really commented on it officially. And there's nothing really definitive as far as like game lore goes. So I think that's what Townfall is kind of playing around with, the idea that the town is a living force. It's a living sentient force. And what would happen if that force died? Like, that seems, this is all complete speculation, by the way. Just, there's so little information to go on. And remember, based on the Silent Hill transmission video, Townfall is still super early in its development. So like, it could literally change into anything at this point. Like, whatever ideas and intent and stuff that they might have now could still really drastically change, because the game is just not super far into development right now. And yeah, it's pretty rare that a game that early in development will sort of stick to exactly what their game plan is. And again, even though let's say that is the case, let's say it's going to be a game kind of based on the remnants of Silent Hill, right? because it's called Townfall. The town's falling down. Silent Hill is no more, but you're still going to have all these people whose lives were impacted, and there's a lot of interesting stuff you could potentially do with that idea from a psychological standpoint. I don't know if that's how they would want to handle it, or if that's even their plan to do any of that stuff at all. But we'll see. We'll see. As said, my expectations are still pretty low for Konami, so as long as they can make something like somewhat interesting, that's not just super unfun and really, really stupid, you know, as far as storyline and atmosphere and things like that. If they can make something halfway decent, that'd be a lot more than what I typically expect. Oh, you fucker. God, I cannot do any fucking damage to this dude. There we go. Just stay stun locked. How do you feel about the new voice actor for James? I'm torn. We only get a couple of lines and stuff from the trailer so far, and I'd say he has like one line, maybe two lines that sound okay, but then there's a lot of lines that sound bad. I was exaggerating a little bit, you know, trying to be entertaining and have fun with new Silent Hill stuff being announced during my initial reaction to it. But it legitimately, it sounds like somebody who doesn't have a naturally low tone or graveliness to their voice, and it sounds like they're trying to force that into some of those line readings. The Mary died of that damn disease, like that line in particular really stuck out to me, where it's like, ooh, that it's not. I can deal with James having a different voice. It doesn't need to be Guy Seehee, but it sounds bad. It sounds weird. It sounds very forced and not natural. Michelle, thank you so much for the 14 months. 14 months already. Time is definitely flying by. It's already almost 2023, you guys. We're almost, we've got a week left of October. It's almost Halloween. We got November, we got December. And then bam, 2023. And there's so many fucking games coming out. Nub, stop olding me. Can't help it. Don't want to deal with any of you. Just time stopping from room to room. but it's weird on purpose for effect. Hey, I've got clips of Jeremy Blaustein,
Step right
who
up.
did
Just about everything.
the direction essentially, like for the
Spend those memories wisely now.
dude. Like Jeremy did so much stuff. A lot of people really need to realize how much more credit
I do
Jeremy
believe
gets or should get.
Good luck.
Because a lot of people are just like, yeah, he's just the translator. Like all he did was localize the game. But he was literally the only bilingual member of the production to bridge the gap between the Japanese devs that make up Team Silent and the English actors. The American English speaking actors. So he had to translate and localize the script, the menus. He had to be the translator and interpreter between the actors and Team Silent. So, and there was a lot of things that he had to ultimately be the final decision for, because he was the only one who could recognize certain aspects, because it was a Japanese team making a game in English. Like that was one of those things. Like Team Silent gave themselves an unnecessary extra challenge on top of everything else, all the other constraints that they're working within. They were a Japanese developer trying to make a game specifically geared toward and referencing American horror fans. And they could have just made a game in Japanese like most Japanese developers do, and then let other, translators and dubbers and stuff handle localizing it and redubbing it and everything like that. They didn't do that. If you play the Japanese version of Silent Hill 1 or Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill 3 or Silent Hill 4, if you play the Japanese version of it or the German version of it or, anything, it's all the same. The only thing that changes is the subtitles and the menu, text and stuff. But the voice acting is all the same. That's the way that it was originally made. And how it is like across the board. So Jeremy had to basically really make so many huge decisions about how to translate things and how to direct the actors and stuff like that. And even he will tell you, like, the voice acting, there's a lot of times where elements of it are definitely points of direction that he wants people to sound strange, and he's asking that of the actors. But there's also a lot of it that he says is not intentional. That luckily, because of the nature of Silent Hill and things being sort of strange and awkward and weird, it wound up working in its favor. But wasn't necessarily intentional. Like, some of the lines he thought were bad, but it was the best that they could get from the actor with their limited amount of time to go over the lines, take points of direction, get, everything done in a recording studio. And then you have the crazy fucking way that they made the game, which was to have the voice actors also be the mocap actors. So they essentially acted out the game 3 different times. Well, more than that, over the course of multiple takes, but in general through 3 different formats, essentially. You had all of them acted out together. On like a rough take, essentially, so that they would have baseline audio to sync up their movements to.
Step right up. We got just
Then they would go to the mocap studio and record it all again. And then they'd go to a music studio, or, you know, do their actual voice recording. Like, they went through so much unnecessary effort to get like the voices and the movements and things to be really, really close to like what they had envisioned. Much, much more so than like a lot of other games tend to do. Outcome was 10 out of 10 IMO. I agree. It was lightning in a bottle. Again, there was so much stuff that was not intentional that still worked in the game's favor. And you can't plan for that kind of thing, you know? Even with the absolute best of actors and performances, sometimes like you just need something unintentional and natural, even if that unintentional natural thing is somebody saying a line weird. Well, in real life, we don't always rehearse the things that we're going to say. We don't always speak and talk clearly. Sometimes we fuck up on the things that we're going to say. Sometimes we lose our train of thought. Sometimes we kind of put a weird pause in something we're saying because we get distracted, or, you know, whatever. Like, sometimes weird shit like that happens in real life. So the couple of times where it happens in something, especially in a weird dreamlike setting like Silent Hill 2, it works. Even that if it is something that wasn't necessarily how it could have been best performed, there's a lot of things that work out in the scenes as they are. Now, I guarantee, just from the nature of how much game development costs typically are, the Silent Hill 2 remake is going to have a lot more budget and time and professionalism than the original Silent Hill 2 did. And I don't know. We'll see how things turn out. Again, I'm trying not to be super negative or pessimistic about it, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna have new Silent Hill stuff to play and talk about and research and stream and make videos about. So on that level, I definitely am excited. But just from the standpoint of like a Silent Hill fan who's been wanting a good new Silent Hill game for a very long time, I'm keeping my expectations low. But yeah, The budget helps too. Can tell just from the trailer, there's a Hollywoodization going on. There are certain aspects of it where there's been a lot of debate around that too, you know, of course. Where you think about the original game. It had a lot of technical limitations and graphical limitations just because of the platform it was on and when it was made. So it's like, if Team Silent back then had the technology and everything to do some of the scenes in a more exaggerated way, like what we've seen in the trailer with, you know, the like zoom in on James when he's screaming and crying and falling to his knees, which is we're speculating is Maria getting stabbed by the two pyramid heads at the end of the game. And it's like, well, if Team Silent would have had the capability to make that way, would they have made it that way? Because instead, in the original, like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Silent Hill 2. But as serious as that moment in the game is, I think I always can't help myself but to make fun of it. Because Guy Seehey's performance sounds a lot like Randy Marsh from South Park. And it's kind of funny. Like, it's a serious moment in the game, but there's always kind of that underlying element of humor to
What's
it.
What's happening to this place?
Just because of that. Hey, Adora, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing well.
I think I ran through the clip too fast. Anybody have a
Oh my
spare?
god, leave me alone. This damn Rorschach is like relentless. Thank you so much again for the raid, Night Adora. Welcome everybody coming over with Adora. Hope you had a good stream. What were you up to today? So a spooky pyramid head jizzed all over James. That boy ain't right. Ow. Hey, Dragon Soul. When AFK to cuddle with your cat, fell asleep, and come back to having raided 3 times. That is a 10 out of 10 cat cuddle session, and I've absolutely done that as well. That's always like a really fun moment. Because in my living room, we've got like really, really comfy couches. And most of the time, if we're not watching like something specific, me and Rachel usually have Twitch on in the background. And then you'll sit down to pet the cat and get stuck in that comfy couch. You wake up, There's been like 3 or 4 raids. You have no idea what channel you're watching. But yeah, welcome. I'm Nub Zombie. You've woken up here on the luckiest of days, Monday. I'm a big horror fan. I mostly play a lot of Silent Hill stuff. I've been streaming on Twitch for 11 years, a little over 11 years. And I've been streaming Silent Hill mainly for the last almost 8 years. And I do super in-depth story playthroughs, challenge runs, speed runs, and all sorts of stuff surrounding the entire Silent Hill series. And it is Monday, so this is Book of Mondays, where every Monday I play this game, Silent Hill Book of Memories. It's a procedurally generated dungeon crawler for the PlayStation Vita, and it is god-awful. But we hit a sub goal for me to continue doing Book of Mondays until I get to the 500th, which is the final zone. You have to grind through 500 procedurally generated zones to like officially be done with this game. And I'm something of a Silent Hill completionist, so we're doing it. We met our sub goal last year, so this is every Monday, or almost every Monday of my life until we're done with it. Although, we're coming up on Zone 400 out of 500. Which is still a lot of zones, but we're almost there. Nora, thank you so much for the 8 months. So many remakes, and meanwhile, I'm still waiting for another Dino Crisis game. Oh, that would be nice, right? Wasn't there something teased at some Game Awards show or something earlier this year where everyone was like, oh my god, it's Dino Crisis? Because there was like a woman with red hair and dinosaurs, and it wound up being something else. Exoprimal. That was it, Yami. The spiritual successor. Sort of the way that Calypso Protocol. I always fuck it up in my head. Callisto Protocol is like the Dead Space spiritual successor. Capcom dancing on Dino Crisis's corpse, more like. That's fair. That sounds like Capcom. That's the Capcom we know and love. Who's hyped for Resident Evil 4 remake? I guess I haven't really talked about the Capcom stuff yet, because it's just not as important to me. It's weird. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I've played like almost every single Resident Evil game. I'm just not super passionate, I guess, as a fan. Like, I enjoy the series a lot, but I'm not like one of the super diehard, like the way I am with Silent Hill. I am not like that with Resident Evil. I like the games and I like the series casually, but I'm not like a super diehard fan. So I didn't even bother doing like a reaction stream because here I can recreate my reaction to every single thing that was announced during the Capcom Resident Evil thing. Oh, hey, that looks cool. There you go. You can just take that sound clip and play it at the end of every trailer and everything they showed off. And that's pretty much my reaction to the Capcom Resident Evil stuff. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. I'm not a big enough Resident Evil 4 fan or nerd to care about the remake of it. It looks neat. Looks neat to me. I'm ready to play Resident Evil 4 for the millionth time. Why not? Sale and Armo, thank you so much for the 8 months. We just want more good games. No more remakes, please. I mean, a remake can be a good game. I would definitely still prefer more original things. But yeah. I definitely understand. I agree. I would like a little less focus on remake and remaster. And a little more focus on like availability. Cause like with Resident Evil 4, you think about like, okay, Resident Evil 4 remake, and a lot of people are arguing, you know, oh, it's not that old and like the game holds up really well and this and that, and there's no reason to remake it. And a lot of the same arguments that you hear for like Silent Hill 2, right? Here's the difference. You can go on Steam. You can just buy Resident Evil 4. It's on sale all the time. It's never super expensive. You can just go and buy the original version and just play it on PC. You don't have a PC? It's available on most consoles. Like, you can just go onto a digital storefront of some kind. Basically, everything has Resident Evil 4 on it in some shape or form. Like, before the remake even comes out. You know what you gotta do if you want to play Silent Hill 2? If you want to play it legally, you can't buy it. You have to find somebody who owns a physical fucking copy of it that's willing to sell it to you. Because you cannot get it anywhere. Even shit like HD Collection they took down off of stores. And to me, that's a lot more concerning than like worrying about like, oh, remake this or remake that. It's like, if the original is available, then your opinion on the remake is not as serious, because it's like, okay, well, for people who don't want the remake experience, people still have the original experience available to them. But with Silent Hill, like, there's no option outside of spending a lot of money on a physical copy or pirating. I mean, this works. I'll just wait for you to take your stinky cloud away. Thank you. Very fun and exciting video game. Screw that. Give me a remake of Parasite Eve. That would be something. Supposedly, people are saying that Parasite Eve is going to get something. That Square was teasing something.
Spend those memories wisely now.
And people are speculating that it's Parasite Eve.
I do believe you're
Is there some ending to this game you're playing? I mean, so the way Book of Memories is structured, it technically does have a story, but there's very, very little. And you finish the story in the first 21 zones. Like, once you beat 21 zones, you get an ending. And there's multiple endings that you can get based on a lot of different things. But the game, like, it's a procedurally generated dungeon crawler. So after you finish 21 zones, you can just go to 22 and go to 23, and you can just keep going. And it'll just continuously generate zones all the way up to 500. So we've seen all of the endings to this game. Like, we have exhausted all possible aspects of this game other than the remaining zones up until 500. And there is no difference to the way these zones are now than the way they were 200 zones ago, except that enemies are continually scaling up even though your player character is capped. And basically everything can kill me in like 1 or 2 hits now. So this game sucks. It's very bad. But it does technically have an end. Story-wise, we've already seen all of the endings, all of the possible endings. But just for the sake of being a huge Silent Hill nerd and completionist, we're doing all 500 possible generated zones. Which I should also note is completely undocumented. There's no actual proof that anyone has ever played all 500 zones of this game. There are people online who have taken like screenshots that I think are possibly done with save file editors, because it's very easy to edit save files and modify things in the PlayStation Vita. Like, the Vita is such a cool little device for modding and jailbreaking and stuff. You can do so much cool shit with a Vita and a PSTV, which is how I'm streaming this. Is through a modded PSTV. Damn. But yeah, there's no actual documented evidence of anyone completing all 500 zones of this. So once I'm done with it, it's all archived. I'll have it all here on Twitch. I'll have it all up on YouTube. And if somebody wants to watch somebody actually play all 500 zones of this piece of shit game, you'll be able to watch me do it. You're watching me do it right now. Maybe you're here watching me live. Maybe you're watching this in the future. Maybe you're doing a marathon and you're watching this entire playlist, in which case, really, you shouldn't do that. It's not worth it. What will happen if you die? Start all over. I die like 5 times per zone on average now. It doesn't, like, remove your progress. It's not a deathless run. You're allowed to save your progress. Oh my god, how do I even get back to the damn exit? This map is horrible. This goes up, over, down, over, up. Okay. And see, like, there's a death. This is what happens. All I need to do is make it to the exit door, and it puts me back at this save point, which technically I think is a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm slightly closer to the exit, so that works out. So when am I going to do Book of Memories no hit run? Absolutely never. Well, you know what? Fuck it. We made it a sub goal before. So we'll make it a sub goal again. But it's going to need to be a ridiculous amount of subs. $1 million subs. What's the emote cap? You unlock all possible unlockable emote slots at 10,000 subs, I think. So for 10,000 subs, if we ever hit 10K, I'll do I'll do a Book of Memories no hit run. Carsey's the guy that someday might try it out. Oh, I know Carsey. Yeah. We've met at AGDQ Awesome Games Done Quick back in 2019. We met in person, but we've known each other. He was actually one of the really big first hosts back before raiding was like a built-in feature of Twitch. You would just like host or just make a link to somebody else's channel and like tell your community to go there. It wasn't always like a built-in feature on Twitch. And in like 2015, I was doing my very first 24-hour marathon, and Carsey hosted me with like 200 people, which was like an insane number of people at that time, because I think the most people I had streamed to up until that marathon was maybe like 30 or 40. Also, I hate this fucking boss so much. This is one of the worst bosses to have to fight in this entire game. It's just a very long process. I have no heals. I have no wrenches. Luckily, everything is repaired, so I think I should still be able to do it, but this is going to really fucking suck. I might actually be stuck on this boss for a bit. But yeah. Tarsi is awesome. But I don't think even he would take a swing at no hit running this piece of shit. God damn. Yeah, I just might as well die. I might as well just die. This is gonna be a real pain in the fucking ass. It is a shitty boss. We didn't even get to like the actual boss. This is all just this first part. Don't die, Nub. Good advice. I'll try that. 10k subs is a lot, but I don't know if it's worth it. We didn't say the extent of the no-hit run. Not a full 500 zones, but like there is a speedrun category like for this game where you do the first 21 zones. Basically, you play it up until you get an ending where you see credits. So essentially doing that full game completion as far as the speedrun goes, but without getting hit. For 10,000 subs, I'd be willing to drive myself absolutely fucking insane trying that. Because for 10,000 subs, I can at least, you know, I can afford therapy. But doing this like 2 or 3 hours a week, once a week, playing this game is already, it already fucks me up. So I ain't gonna mess around with no-hit run. Shit. Not unless you're paying my therapy bills. So you play video games for a living and you're sad? Hey, Star Garden. Hey, what's up, Rushmore? Oh, this sucks. You know, I don't think I even re-randomed this. Now, if I went and did another zone to get supplies, would I have to do this whole fucking zone again? I'm trying to remember how that works. Because I may just have to go grind fucking supplies out and come back with medkits. Because essentially what you're seeing is like, I mean, it's not a no-hit run, but it kind of needs to be if I'm going to successfully do this fight. This doesn't work, does it? If I'm going to do this fight without any medkits, don't really have much room for error. That was a really lucky miss there. And that's only the first phase. We still gotta get him one more time. Minimum. Okay, okay. I really needed my damage glitch here and didn't get it. So we're gonna have to hope for a round 3. I don't think I can survive it. My weapons are also about to break. Please die. Thank fucking Christ. Oh, fuck that boss. Zone 394. Let's fucking go. I don't think we're going to get 400 tonight. I already just want to switch and play Back for Blood after that. We'll see how 394 goes. But I don't think I'm going to get to 400. How long does it take to clear a zone? It varies a lot. It varies a lot. Everything's procedurally generated. So sometimes we get an easy boss and like easy zone with like really short linear path, really easy challenge orbs, and not too many like fucked up rooms and enemies. And I can get through a zone in like 5 minutes or less. Sometimes a zone is complete bullshit to the point where it's literally not even possible to clear it, in which case you have to spend however much time it is playing through the zone until you get to the point where you realize that it's impossible to clear because of the way something was generated, and then you have to exit the zone. And every time you start or exit a zone, you're sitting through a loading screen, and the loading screens take for fucking ever. So yeah, sometimes you can sit and it takes me hours just to like get through a particular zone because I have to play through it and then re-roll it, or just because of the way that it's set up, you know. I need to find Howard. Invincibility will help. Oh, I'm stuck in here? Fuck me. Take that. Take that. Take those bloody drippings. And being stuck in this first fucking room is really bad RNG. Because, like, all my shit is about to break. I was hoping I'd be able to just kind of ignore everything and run through and get to Howard's shop. No, he got the invincibility. What Silent Hill is that sword from? From Book of Memories. It's the Water Guardian sword. Drill him. Poke him full of holes. I was really fucking trying. Yeah, there's literally nothing else I can do. Those are about to break. That's about to break. I have a water sword, and I have a dagger. There's an invincibility thing in there at the very least, so I need to, like, run in, stop time, invincibility, dagger combos. There we go. Stop. Invincibility. Execution. What's left? What's left? Fuck out of here, ghost. Fuck's sake. Horrible, horrible first room. And this is a 7-piece dungeon? God, this is going to be a huge fucking map as well. And I'm getting stuck like this in the first room. Like, this is what I mean when it's, like, impossible to say how long it takes to clear a zone. Some zones will turn out to literally be impossible. Like right now, there's a high chance of this one becoming impossible. If there's one more room. Did you see when I cleared that first room that it locked me in? It said 1 out of 2 cleared. There's one other room on this map somewhere that's gonna lock me in it until I kill all the enemies in it. And every single weapon I have is about to break, and I have no wrenches to repair them. So if I get in a situation where I can't repair any weapons and I have to clear a room, I'm basically just fucked. In fact, I think I'm just going to pick up like placeholder other random shit in case I need. Yep, here it is. Destroy the blood. This could be the end of it right now if I can't kill this shit with just the weapons I have. I have to kill this first because it spawns more enemies. There you go. Can't believe I survived that. I almost don't want to pick up the key because then it's just going to be on my corpse. Oh my god, I got a wrench. Alright. Equip heart wands. Equip wrench. Laser everything fucking dead. God damn it. What's not dying yet? Get out of here. Wait for the other one to spawn. He's already up there. Go ahead and grab this. Ghost can't be hurt while it's in the floor like this, so we're just waiting for the enemy to be attackable. You'd be surprised how often that happens in this fucking video game, where you're just standing around with your twiddling your thumbs. Like, I have to wait for the enemy to feel like taking damage. What happens if the floor is impossible? Is there a reset with penalty? I mean, if a floor is impossible, you just sort of re-roll the floor. So if you quit out of a zone and then load up a different zone that you've already played, and then quit out of that zone and then go back to whatever your highest zone unlocked is, it will re-randomize that floor. The penalty is we have to sit through like 20 minutes of loading screens to do all that. Would you punch Tom Hewlett in the face? No. I might not like a lot of the things that he made or, you know, was on the team for something developed. Like, video games are not that serious. Not enough to the point of violence. Not at all. If I played 400 floors of this game, I'd be considering it for sure. Nah. Even after all of that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd love to interview him and just basically constantly be gesturing angrily at the screen and saying, why? 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 Why is it like this? But I wouldn't want to physically harm. But I just want to know why. I just want to know why it's like this. Why is it so fucking bad? Why is it so imbalanced? Oh, great. Yeah, thanks. You just stand there and hold it for me. That's really gonna save my ass. My boy brought me the shovel. I can dig a grave for myself. Spitting on people these days, that's biological terrorism. It's true. I'll arrest you for that shit. Rightfully so. It's fucking nasty. What sucks is I need to clear this. Well, I guess that did a little bit of damage and healed me. This weapon's too fucking big. I can't just like hit one thing at a time and leave the other ones frozen. Oh, I'm out of power. And I'm dead. Hey Nub, hope you're not losing your sanity with this game. Too late. What's up, Moontune? Hope you're doing well. Alright, well, we can just drop this shit that's about to break. The dagger and the wands are the only thing I want to hang on to and repair. And I guess just try, is there any other somewhat decent things I can pick up and use to kill those last fucking air screamers? A gun. I will shoot them with my bullets. I don't think I have fired a gun in probably 300 plus zones. What zone am I now? 394. Another handgun. Okay. Let's go. Dual wielding pistols. I'm already fucking taking shit tons of damage. Yeah, look how great guns are. In case anybody's ever like, why don't you ever pick up and use guns? Isn't it cool needing multiple, like, resources to use something that's not as good as eye lasers? God, he's so close to being dead. Oh, he died. And it fucking one-shot me. Man, fuck this game. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I am saying. Because believe it or not, there are people out there who say they like this game. There are people out there who defend it and say it's at least, you know, not as bad as people play it up to be. Terrorists. Yeah, I mean, that's why we're gonna have 500 zones, you know, hundreds of hours worth of video evidence. God, I need to go find weapons to kill this one fucking air screamer. It's not gonna matter. These things are gonna swoop and fucking kill me. Evidence to use in court. Okay, well, I mean, weapons. It's not going to matter much because I'm going to die in one fucking hit. Howard is south of here. Oh, he's probably in that locked room there. If I try and go back that far, though, I'm... Okay. Let's just use keys up. Because if I die, I drop them. Can't drop your keys, can you? No, it lets you drop anything else. I'm like just trying to unlock shit. No. If I get stuck in a fucking doorway, if anything touches me right now, I die. Okay, orb room. Even just like a random... I could just step into a room and there's a bear trap. And it won't do a lot of damage, but it only needs to do like one. There's stuff in there, but I can't really safely check it. God, getting stuck in doorways is gonna fucking kill me. Nope, getting swooped by something I can't react to. I used up all the keys at least, so nothing important dropped. And I've got weapons that I can kill the air screamer with. This is already way too much fucking effort to only be on orb number 3 out of 7 of one zone. I should have just re-rolled this. Did I drop keys in here? Did I die in here and leave keys? No keys. So I can't even progress past that room anyway. Heading to bed? All right, Alex. Take it easy. Thank you for coming by, hanging out. Sharing part of your Monday with us. Key. Heal. I need to go all the way back and unlock that south branching area. Because that's most likely where Howard's going to be. Hope you quit this game as soon as you can. I mean, I'm kind of already almost there. I've got this key. I'm going to see if I can make it back and unlock that door. And if that leads to Howard, and if there is Howard's shop down there, then I might be able to actually complete this zone. If not, or if I die on the way, that's probably going to be it. And then we're playing some Back 4 Blood. Okay. Finally got a wrench. So, Princess Heart lasers are back open for business. Got some heals. We can do this orb. And there's Howard's shop.
Right up. We've got just about everything. Spend those memories wisely now. I do believe you're... I can buy
Sell the other shit.
It's a deal.
I think I've got a couple of artifacts I can sell.
All exchanges are final.
Why doesn't Howard do delivery? It's 2022 after all. Well, because his day job is he's a postman. He's got to walk around Silent Hill and be creepy and give people letters.
Cutting straight to business.
I need to buy a flamethrower.
I think I've got just the thing.
I'm going to buy 2 flamethrowers.
Enjoy it now.
So, yeah. He's already walking around during his day job. This is his part-time job, so he just wants to sit down. Just sit down in a chair. Let the weird people with the books come to you. Well, that winds up actually being kind of a pain in the ass because Howard's going to be all the way back at the start. Fuck you, Voltiel. Fuck you, Baltimore. Ow. What if Howard gave James Mary's letter? Oh man. What if they legitimately put that in the remake? Can you imagine? If they added in a scene where Howard Blackwood shows up and gives James a letter from Mary. Couldn't even be mad because of the ridiculousness of the situation. It's kind of on that line, isn't it? Where it's like, if that actually happened, you just kind of can't help but be like, what the fuck? Like, bold of them to go for this. I feel like a lot of people, there's so many people, Downpour has become one of those, like, when it came out, so much of the fan base, like, hated it. And honestly, like, the more I played it, I still don't like it, but I don't think I hate it as much now as I did initially, like when it came out. There are little aspects of it here and there that I've like come to appreciate, and I understand that a lot of the stuff that they wanted to do with the game they couldn't, for time and budget and whatever else. And if they would have gotten to include a lot of the things that they wanted to include, such as Anne's story as like a separate mode or a separate campaign. They had even talked about it being co-op. Like, it could have been good, but like, yeah, I'm not like a fan of it. But a lot of people, I think, have become fans of Downpour more over time. And I think if they were playing, if those people who were fans of Downpour were playing Silent Hill 2 and Howard Blackwood showed up with Mary's letter, there'd be a lot of fans who legitimately were like, oh, that's so cool. I would think it's ridiculous as shit. I would lose my fucking mind. Like, alright. Not in a good way. I know about your overall series rankings, but Nub, would you say any of the Western Silent Hill games, aside from Shattered Memories, are good?
Man, don't talk to me about love. You never gave a shit about me. All you care about is the business. I hope you burn in hell with your money.
Stupid room. No. I mean, it all comes down to like a matter of opinion. What someone thinks is good or isn't good. And yeah, for me, Shattered Memories is like almost a guilty pleasure. It's bad in a lot of ways, but it's interesting enough that I like it. But none of the other games like Origins, Homecoming, Downpour, this, there's things that I could say positively about every game. Even this. But none of them I would call, for me, a good game. I wouldn't consider any of the other Western Silent Hill games like good games. They're not like, to me, they are not satisfying overall experiences. Even though, like, Homecoming, you know, I'll sit down and I'll play Homecoming, It's a great speed run. I'll sit and speed run Homecoming all fucking day. But to just like play it casually and try to enjoy it as a Silent Hill game, as a horror game, no, I don't think it's good. I think it has some interesting ideas. I don't think it's completely like devoid of merit. But I wouldn't call it a good game. What the fuck was that room? Ghost rooms. There's all sorts of rooms when you're playing this game solo. They don't show up in multiplayer. But there's all these weird rooms that affect your karma, which is the meter up in the top right. But we don't give a shit about karma. Almost 400 zones deep. It's not doing anything for us. So those rooms are just a waste of time. Just wondered where your opinion fell in the not as good as the originals but still okay versus bad range. So you don't think even Shattered Memories is fully good? All right, yeah. Even Shattered Memories, I would say is not necessarily a good game. But it puts an emphasis on other things that I like. And it does it in an interesting way. But yeah, even that one, even Shattered Memories is kind of on that line for me, where if a couple things were different, I think it could have been like a genuinely good Western developed Silent Hill game. Everything that I read in the original pitch, the Silent Hill Cold Heart pitch, if that game would have gotten made instead of Shattered Memories, the way that it is, it probably would be like the main one that fans would look at and be like, oh yeah, that's the one other good one outside of Team Silent, you know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my opinions on it, but yeah. Get up there. All right. We made it to 395. I think that's going to be it for Book of Mondays. It's past midnight. It's officially Tuesday. So I'm going to start messaging people to play Back for Blood. How many more? We're going to 500. So 105 zones remain. What is this? Creatures of the Light. It's a 7-piece zone and light karma things. That's not necessarily the worst, but I'm not going to find out until next Monday.